Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on something a little bit different, because today we are going to be driving some classic cars on the F1 game. Now, I must confess, this video was originally supposed to be a game experiment, as has been with the previous years, where we put a V10, a V8 and a V6 or a V12 engine in the back of a modern day F1 car and for the whole grid. Unfortunately, there was a slight issue with that, with the engine sound files, the audio for that. Basically, it breaks the game. The game crashes every time on those files. So it's a bit shame. If anyone knows how to fix that and to get those older audio files to work for F122, then please do let me know in the comments below, or get in touch as well. But yes, instead we're going to be back here on F1 2020 in this very nice showroom as well, to drive some classic cars. I mean, it's about time that Codemasters brought classic cars back to the game, and you know, especially the fact when they sound like this. Oh yes, what a sound of the V10 Ferrari engine here at the home of Ferrari at Monza, as well, where we've always done these little, the V10 versus V8. Nice to be back on F1 2020 as well. Very underrated game. I've got some more videos on this game coming before the end of this current game cycle at some point. Very twitchy front end, I must admit, with the handling model. Maybe that's because I'm very used to the F1 22 cars, which are very heavy, and you know, these cars are, I mean, this is the fastest car ever. There will not be with the RS potentially and horsepower, we can actually get faster than this car, but you know, just on pure power, unable to match it in a straight line. And as we come up to line, do a it's going to be our first lap is going to be a 1:23.2. And here we are back in 1988, driving Ayrton Senna's McLaren as well. Now, I'm not going to lie, I think it's because I had a problem with all the classic cars, being the fact I think they're too light compared to what I'm being used to with F122 cars, just getting used to them. As can be clearly seen here, you know, just soaring away at the steering and just losing control and ending up in the wall there as well. Let's progress though to the 1990s. Michael Schumacher's Jordan from 1991, that he only drove one race in because somebody got arrested for punching a taxi driver in prison, and again losing it a little bit more stability in this car, I must admit, but there we go. As well as we actually managed to navigate Les Boss again, a little bit squiggly. Oh no, we're in the wall. We've destroyed the DRS board. Well, moving to 1996, the Williams car, the car that, if you don't, it actually looks like a torpedo. Even this car, I'm just struggling to get any sort of grip on these tyres. I don't know what it is. Well, let's see. Let's progress forwards to 2003, BMW Williams car, also a V10. Slightly up on the Ferrari F2004, slightly better acceleration, but again losing it a bit as well through that corner, but still able to set a time and carry on with a bit more downforce on the car. And here we have the sound of a V8, 20,000 RPM. This is the car with the most RPM on any F1 game as well. From 2006. It's not the latest car. I have driven all these classic cars in the video, like I did, you know, in a similar format to the supercars video I did earlier on F1 2020. Also, we got the Brawn as well from 2009. This is actually quite a fast car. You know, it's faster than 2010, but slower than the 2004 and 2003 really hyper milers. But you know, it's probably the third fastest classic car as well. Slightly down on power still. It doesn't have as much RPM, but then of course a lot more than what we have nowadays with 11,000 as well. So those are some classic cars, and now we're going to have a race at Monza as well, with all 20 classic cars that are on F1 2020 as well, ranging from the 1988 McLaren up to the 2010 Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren cars as well. We're going to drive in the 2004 Ferrari, and we are also going to start we will start from the back of the grid as well, so it's also a last to first challenge in classic cars as well around Monza.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Ah, Jeff, you have been missed. Even though of all the idiotic things he has said over the years. Looks like we're going to have a bit of rain at the end. That could spice things up. Because I don't know if actually the wet tyres work. They even bother putting the wet tyres on the game. As 5 lights are out, and we pull over to the side. I actually started in last place, but the game decided, because I'm a Category 1 car, that I can therefore only start in 10th place, even though I didn't qualify basically. As well, slow start there. We're going to already on the Curva Grande, looking to get past the 1990 Ferrari as well. Easy does it, and we're up to the 1991 Jordan car, driven by Michael Schumacher. Already 2% tyre on the rears. We're on a lap 1. These tyres have got to go the full way as well. Around the outside, Les Boss, lovely little move on the Jordan car, and up the position is a replay. As well, a little bit of losing the rear end there as well. It seems to be a bit of a blustery day at Monza with all the leaves, so that was just a classic F1 2020 moment with the leaf blower simulator. Next up is 88 McLaren, and I think that's the 91 McLaren as well. We breeze past, and then there's another McLaren as well, I think from 1990, going side by side with one of Michael Schumacher's Benettons from the 94 and 95, can't tell which one it is as well. And the Benetton streaks away, and we're able to get past. And then the Benetton has no answer to Michael Schumacher's 2004 Ferrari. We're up to P14 already at the end of lap 1. As we go through the hairpin is the other Benetton as well. A little bit twitchy on the rear end at turn 1, but up the Curva Grande, the Benetton has just no power, and as does not the Williams, well, 2 Williams cars there battling for a 12th, and now what is now 12th and 11th, and now we've overtaken them. Then the car that is always at the front of the C2, 1998 McLaren as well, and we've breezed past that. So we're up to P10. It's only been 2 laps, but now it's going to start to get harder because we've cleared all of the 80s and 90s cars, and now we're on to the early 2000s. Next up, the 2000 Ferrari, I think this is, or it's the 2007 Ferrari, I can't tell which one it is. The 2002 Ferrari was removed from a previous game, I can't remember as well. There is the 2000 Ferrari. Dive bomb on the Renault. There's a bit of contact between myself and the Renault there. From 2006 as the off-board engine sounds, by the way, are beautiful. So there's a little bit of tyre bang between myself and the Renault there, but not enough to warrant any damage. Next up is the one of the later McLarens. I think 2008 actually McLaren as well, because there's 2 of them. There's the 2010 one as well, which basically looks like the 2008 McLaren but without things on it. It's got all these twiggly bits on its front wing. And here's the only Red Bull 2000, and then there's the Ferrari that we're breezing past as well, and there's the other McLaren as well. So already up to look, we've got P3 in our sights as well, and this is going to be breezed past 2000. That is the 2010 one because it's got slick tyres, and we're up to P3 already. But now we've got the two cars in front we've got to catch up to. We might get some helping hand here because the 1991 Jordan has terrible tyre wear. So he's actually got to one stop in this race, and he's going to get lapped, and he's going to come out perfectly ahead the 2003 Williams, which is in second place, and then obviously behind, but unfortunately behind the race leader, which is the 2009 Brawn. As well, we're now catching up to the 1991 Jordan car. Kindly gets out of the way of Lesbos. 3 seconds we've got to make up. We are flying in the 22s as well. We've now got more lapped cars, which is good for us because we're able to just cruise up to the back of the 2003 Williams car. He's got stuck behind one of the Ferraris, one of the older Ferraris helping out the newer Ferrari. Ferrari master plan there. They all switch to the right. We're going to dive on the 2003 Williams Parabolica. A little bit wide there as the McLaren, not sure where he is going, but we're able to make the move. A brilliant little move there as well. Caught catching the 2003 Williams car asleep, lapping all those packed cars. A little bit wide off Parabolica, we'll admit. As well, not sure where the McLaren was actually going there, but we got to keep bearing in mind that Williams has got very good top end speed as well. It's probably the only car that can match this car in a straight line. But he brakes early for turn 1. We're able to outbrake it up now into P2. And next up, it's the Brawn. Have a little dive bomb at turn 1. A little bit of contact there with the Brawn. The Brawn's got the slick tyres. We've got grooves, which should give us but you know, in the slippery conditions, the slick tyres are actually better than the grooved tyres, dry tyres. We've got so much pace in a straight line over the Brawn in the V8. We're able to make an easy move over him and take the lead away. But we have had a little bit of a moment on the exit there, but we're able to cut the Brawn off and retain the lead of the Italian Grand Prix for now. Another little bit moment through Lesbos 2 as the rain potentially is on its way as well. But now I've now got it in a straight line, and now the Williams has overtaken the Brawn for second place. So that Williams is lightning quick in a straight line. The Brawn has the downforce and just about enough speed to be able to potentially keep up with us. All the other cars are way 15-20 seconds behind now. The top 3 separated by 0.7 of a second. No DRS here, all ERS to play with. This is just pure speed. As the 1991 Jordan car, just like it was for Michael Schumacher, pulls over and is out the race with an engine failure. And that was it. That was the race. Very comfortable once we took the lead, really, just to keep in front of the Williams, which was being attacked by the Brawn as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a successful last for first challenge. I can't remember if I ever actually completed a successful last to first challenge, but there we go. As well, a couple of the other ones I'm getting lapped. The 91 Jordan failed to finish, but you know, as well, the 2010 McLaren actually was not the greatest there as well. But yes, that has been this episode of driving some classic cars. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you see plenty more F1 gaming content, including some more classic car content, which is on the way later in this game cycle. Might be into the new year by the time that those videos come out, but they are on the way at some point over the next couple of months time. So yes, until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.